Hello, hello, hello. It's Keita Williams, founder and chief strategist of Successfully. Successfully is an elite accountability practice, so that makes me your personal professional butt kicker. And we are also jazzy pants on supporting coaches and consultants that are trying to scale their businesses, whether that's some of our more junior coaches who are looking to add those first 20 clients in 12 months or less, or our more seasoned coaches and consultants who are looking to close the gap between 6 and 7 figure businesses. We are here to support you. And we find that the best way to really tap into that is to really have what I like to call that platinum effect, where you have a platinum potential client, a potential platinum client who who is very clearly defined, that you have a platinum offer for that client that meets their needs or helps facilitate the transformation they're looking for, that they're willing to invest, and that all of that aligns. And we feel that that is the most efficient way to scale your practice. Even for our consultants, we find that the more clear you are about who you serve, again, you can go from that one-on-one consultant to building an agency model around your craft and your area of expertise. And so, welcome. We're coming up on the very end of the year, so I want to say happy holidays. If you are traveling, I hope that you are safe. If you are spending time with your family, I hope that it is filled with joy and reflection and gratitude. If you are taking a little bit of time to really think through what you want for the next year or what you want to see in 2023, and you're doing your goal setting exercises and you're making your vision board and you're doing all the things, I want to remind you that the we have to really spend some time thinking through how we're going to stick with it. Before I get into my tips for sticking with your goals, I do want to just take a moment to thank each and every one of you all who came to the six figure setup. It was a lively event. We had a amazing group of individuals, and I hope that it was valuable and amazing. And if you missed out on the opportunity to write out your game plan, to get real about the numbers, to get real about what the numbers need to look like to hit that first 100K, or wherever you are in that six figures, could be 100,000 to 999,000. It's a really taking the time to explore what that looks like. To explore your 1 year, your 3 year, your 5 year, just so you can reverse engineer your game plan and get really clear on how you're going to do it. Where are you going to get these leads from? Where are you going to how are you going to drive those conversations forward? What are you really committing to? And there's really two real priorities for that. So if you feel like, oh man, I missed this go round, I'd really love to do something like this with you all, go ahead and message Lucille or raise your hand in the comments. We're thinking about hosting another one in January. And so, but that's if there's a clear demand. If y'all ain't asking for it, I don't have to do no extra work. I'm good. We got plenty going on here, right? I also want to thank my team that was also supportive, and thank my clients that were also flexible. We had the opportunity to go down to Los Angeles and participate in the Progress Summit, which was organized by The Atlantic. We were partnered with AARP, which is an organization for individuals 50 and up. And we spoke on a panel about the longevity economy, just that by 2030, 1 in 3 individuals globally will be over the age of 50, just because we've seen such a rapid decrease in birth rates across the world. We also are going to see increased spending and contributions to GDP. We also know that people are staying in the workforce longer. We also find that retirement means something different these days, that there are a lot of folks that are leaving corporate life and starting businesses and going the entrepreneurial route as a form of pre-retirement. So it was really exciting to participate in that panel. It was great to get down to LA, see a few friends, but also to be in a room full of thought leaders across science, economics, um, technology, art, design. It was a full day, and it was a transformative experience. So I am so glad that we got to do that. I will send around a quick little recap video, kind of highlighting what we did there. So again, thank you so much, for your support. I like to thank my team and my family and my clients who just made it possible because it was a quick turnaround. So we had to play a little bit of like a little bit of schedule Jenga, moving things around and stacking things, and so I got back to a very full rest of the week. So very exciting, very exciting. So let's talk about what you're going to do to stick to your goals. And so yeah, so like I think that one of my favorite activities in our practice, and we've done this for almost 6 years now. We teach a very spirited goal setting exercise, and we've done this as a workshop in various organizations. We've done it online, we've done it in person. We've done it from one end of the U.S. to the other. Oh yeah, we did this exercise in Belize. We took this one international too. And so, oh yeah, yeah, and we've done this for. Oh yeah, we've done this for some global footprint. So we had folks on calls from all over. So yeah, so like this is something that we're really super excited about, and I just want to take that breadth of experience that I've had in teaching and coaching, and just give you some really quick tips to think about, when it comes to your 2023 goals. Okay. The first tip I want to suggest. Now, these are not hard and fast rules, but this is just an observation. This is an observation. I want to suggest that rather than doing a wonder wheel where you look at all the key pieces of your life and you score it, which is some exercises, as some exercises suggest, and your goal is to move up the numbers in each a little slice of the pie of your life, whether that's your career, your family, your health, your business, your outlet, move that up by a few points. I want to suggest that oftentimes why we can't stick to it, or we're not seeing meaningful momentum or meaningful growth or shifts in particular areas, is that we're trying to change way too many things at one time, right? We're trying to shift all these things at one time. And the reality is, if you are being pulled in so many different directions, you're not going to get traction any one place. And I had a call earlier today just kind of talking through, yeah, if you've got 3 part-time businesses and a full-time job, you're not seeing traction in any 3 of those businesses, right? Because your priorities are shifting day to day, you're moving all over the place. So I want to suggest to you that when you think about your goal setting, and even when you even thinking about your business, I want you to think in terms of impact, right? What is that one thing that if you really commit to it and you show up for it, and you have the consistency and you make it your singular focus, what will have the highest impact on your life? Right? So like if health is a big challenge for you right now, maybe this is the year that we focus on your health. If you really want to transition out of your corporate goal, then let's make your high impact priority building your business, right? If you really want to spend more time with your family, then let's make that the highest priority, because the discipline, the planning, the commitment that it takes to really execute on that high impact goal, there are side effects. There are side effects. There are side effects from having a really meaningful high impact goal and doing really well with it. The side effect is the discipline, the organization, the time management, the commitment that it takes to achieve one goal has a ripple effect in the rest of your life, right? And so you'll find that, if you're really serious about building your business, maybe your health becomes you're equally carving out time for your health, because if you're not healthy, you can't go to work and run your business, right? If You'll find that you're sleeping better and that you have more mental clarity because you have prioritized your health, and maybe that shows up at work, and you're functioning at a higher level, and that creates other opportunities for you at work. So I really want to just encourage you not to think of 5 to 6 separate goals, but really think about what's that high impact goal that's going to have um, create the biggest shift for you, or that you feel is needed. Like if you had to choose one thing, that if you were able to see momentum in your life, what would that one thing be? And what does success look like in that one area, right? So really, I want you to really think of impact rather than this laundry list of things that you don't like about yourself or that you want to shift about yourself. As the reality is, it took me 43 years to become this amazing person. And yes, there's a lot of room for improvement, but I don't need to be new year, new me. New year improved me, maybe. So I really just want to encourage you around the idea. Just get what's your highest impact? What's that one goal that you can really double down in, put all the effort and the organization and get the support you need behind that one thing. And naturally there's byproducts and side effects of doing really focusing in on that one really big goal. You'll see it show up in every other area of your life. My second tip, for sticking to your goals, is to really make sure that it's a goal, if that makes sense. Because I think that we get caught up in these generalities of, um, I want to get healthy. I want more clients. I want to be less stressed. And the reality is, those are ideas and concepts. They're squishy. I recently asked someone to tell me about what they wanted in the next year, and the next 5 years, kind of forecast out the next 5 years. And one of their goals was to have established mastery in their career, to be a subject matter expert. Now, that's not measurable. That's not measurable. If you're saying, I want to get healthy, in what way? Do you want to have more stamina? Is that numbers on a scale? Is it, the measure? Do you want your dimensions to change? Do like, um, when it's nebulous and unclear, how do you know if you've achieved it? How do you know that you reach subject matter expertise? How do you know that you're healthy? How do you know that you have a successful business? I want to launch a successful business. What does success look like? So I want to just encourage you that you actually set a SMART goal that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Right. And so, one quick way to do that is to use a really simple phrase: I will desired outcome by desired date. If, when you're setting your goals, you have a paragraph and it's a long it wraps around into two to three different lines, you don't necessarily have a goal. What you have is a lot of tactics to achieve something bigger than what's outlined. There's usually one level up, a statement one level up from all of those things that you just listed in that paragraph. So if your goals are a paragraph, I want you to rework them. I will desired outcome that's measurable by desired date. I will coach 100 paid clients by December 31st, 2023. I will lose 50 pounds by June 30th, 2023. I will desired outcome by desired date. I will desired outcome by desired date. And if you can't get it down to that compact, really simple sentence, I want you to really step back from it for a second. Because I think when it's nebulous, it's hard to track your progress. It's hard to say whether it's a victory or not. It's hard to really course correct. It's hard to course correct. If it's nebulous, how do you plan something nebulous? How do you break that down into steps if it's nebulous? If it's a concept or a thought bubble, how do you break a thought bubble down into action items? How do you break that down into logical steps that you can track over time? And so I think that the more specific, the better. And really understanding that uh, the way that you format, if it is in fact a goal, it can be a really simple, short, sweet, shareable sentence, right? It should not be a paragraph. It should not be nebulous. It should be all about specificity. Even in your personal life, if it is a deeply personal goal, again, um, you know, we're not looking for a rival here. You know, we're not in the process. The more tangible, the more you can get support around it. The more that you can you know what resources you need. When you say that you want to be a subject matter expert, where do you start? Is that additional licenses or certifications? Is that a certain level of visibility at work? Is that speaking on panels? What is it? When it's nebulous, it's hard to plan. So let's get as specific as possible. And like I said, a desired outcome by desired date. I will desired outcome by desired date. Real simple, short, sweet, shareable. And when it's short, sweet, shareable, you can plan it. You can break it down into steps. You can get some accountability around it. You can get the coaching and the mentorship and the things that you need to achieve it when it is an actually fully formulated goal. So I see that quite a bit, that there's just these nebulous thoughts about what you want, and then it's this deep disappointment when you don't achieve it. Well, it was nebulous to start with. Like, you could say you never achieve it, right? Do you ever really truly become a subject matter expert, especially in industries that are forever changing? Do you ever really become healthy? Isn't it a lifelong commitment to your health? With entrepreneurship, it's stair steps to success. So, like, what you did this year, if you did better this year than you did last year, you should applaud yourself, right? Because there is some incremental growth there, and there is that moving forward. So yeah. So let's not be nebulous, not just talking thought bubbles or concepts or or things that we can never say we did it or not. We're not, like, are you healthy? I don't know. Are you successful? I don't know. Are you an expert? I don't know. Let's make it more tangible, okay? And then my final thought on sticking to your goals and sticking with it. So first, it's making sure having one high impact goal, making sure that it is in fact a goal. And then finally, understanding that we are all delightfully human and embracing your humanity, right? I think this is why, we see the gym is crowded the first 2 weeks of January, and then it's back to the old faithful, right? Um, because we're not embracing the fact that we're delightfully human, and that we have to develop new habits. So I know that there's a lot of statements around there. It takes 21 days to develop a new habit. It's actually more like 33 to 66, depending on the complexity of these new actions that you're taking. And generally speaking, it takes about 90 days before you're going to see results. And so when you're thinking about this high impact goal, I will desired outcome by desired date, that first 90 days is critical. And so don't beat yourself up during that 90 days. Give yourself grace and space to develop those habits, to see the results. If you can get through that first 90, the second 90 gets a lot easier, right? And then Q3 is a lot easier. Then Q4 is a lot easier. So I just want to encourage you around the idea that you have to have you have to give yourself the space to develop the habits. And so, similar to how you're training for a marathon, you wouldn't go outside and try to run 27 miles on January 1st, right? you would have a training program, and you would take smaller, you would jog for a little bit, you jog a mile or so, and then you walk some, and then next week you jog some more, and then you walk some, and you build up your stamina, you build up your technique. You would track your progress and modify your behaviors. You'd more than likely work with a coach. So the same thing with ever goal you're jumping into. I want you to think of it in smaller stair steps, that as you're developing the habit, if it is maybe it is going for a 30-minute walk rather than 30 minutes on the elliptical to start with. Maybe it's rather than connecting with 20 of your ideal clients, maybe it's 5 a day for the first week, then 6 a day for the next week, then it's 7 a day, and you kind of work your way up as you build the muscle and the habit around it. I think if you go too hard too fast, it's an unpleasant experience. It's an unpleasant experience. You might hurt yourself. You might get your feelings hurt, and then it becomes more intimidating to approach, and you're less likely to stick with it. So, embracing that it takes that human nature, and that we have to make those incremental adjustments over time. You don't just jump right in and suddenly you're selling $25,000 coaching packages. You work your way up to that and beyond. You know what I mean? And so I want you to really think about, we need that 90 days to develop the habit and start seeing those results. And we'll have enough data to dictate our next 90 days. We need to approach it in smaller steps. Like I said, like training for a marathon. You're not going to go outside and run that 27 miles or whatever. I don't even know how long a marathon is. No desire to do one. But, you're not going to go to the gym and try to bench press 250 pounds right out the gate, right? We have to consistently make those incremental changes and increases, but the important thing is to show up consistently, okay? And then, I think that when you're thinking about like understanding that human behavior, understanding you're delightfully human and you have to develop new habits, I think a very powerful tool that's often overlooked is accountability, right? You're 65% more likely to achieve a goal when you simply share it. You're 95% more likely to achieve a goal when you have consistent accountability. And so, whether that is a trainer, a mentor, a coach, if you're serious about this high impact goal and how it will affect you, your family, your lifestyle, your wallet, your freedom and your flexibility, it is worth dialing in that accountability, so that you can you have that consistency, you have some direction around strategy, you have some ways to kind of skip the line and get out of your own way and stick with it when it gets hard. So definitely when you're thinking about how you're delightfully human, we have to think about that habit formation. We have to think about that 90-day window, and have to think about like what other support do we need to get through that first 90 days, to get that momentum, and then to optimize. So if you are in a place where you are really tired of going round and round the mountain with your business, if you're tired of being in the same place you were last year, or not seeing any big shifts since the beginning of 2022, I want to extend the invitation. I want to extend the invitation to reach out and book a complimentary strategy session with us. Um, this is our area of expertise. We are passionate about scaling businesses. And so if you are stuck in your own way, if you're not exactly sure how to get from where you currently are to where you want to be, I want you to book some time with me. We still have a little bit of time on my calendar before we drop curtains on 2022. Um, and reach out. Don't stay stuck. Don't look up and it's 12 December 19th, 2023, and you're no closer to your goals than you are right now. And so I want to extend that invitation to book a strategy session. Reach out to Lucille if you have any questions about what we do here at Successfully. We are happy to support you in growing your business. So as a friendly reminder, if you're looking for ways to stick with your goals this year, pick one high impact goal. Make sure that it's in fact a goal, that it follows the model of I will desired outcome by desired date, and understand and embrace that you are delightfully human, that you're going to have to develop new habits. You need 90 days before you're going to see results. And if you are having trouble sticking to it, it's time to lean on some coaching and get that accountability. So once again, I am Keita Williams, and I am the founder and chief strategist of Successfully. Let's get after it.